growing up, I never fit in anywhere. Not at school, not with the neighborhood kids, not even like in extended family settings. I learned early on that being myself, like this sensitive, introvert, curious kid, like didn't get me very far. Being this creative, wild guy didn't get me very far. So I started pretending. I would mirror other people's energy. I would crack jokes that weren't really mine, or jokes that I didn't really find funny, like stuff I would see on TV or stuff that I saw would make other people laugh. You know, I would act tough when I wasn't tough. I would be cold when I wasn't cold. I would be loud. I'd do whatever I needed to survive a moment, right? And by the time I hit 8th grade and made a real best friend, I already had this habit locked in. The habit was be whoever people wanted me to be. Not because I was fake, but because I was scared that the real me wouldn't be enough and it would continue to push people away like it had before. So you fast forward to college, I ended up joining a fraternity. I had always wanted brothers my own age, but when I moved into the fraternity, my 2nd year of college, I realized that I didn't have the social skills to move like everyone else was moving. I wasn't confident, I wasn't charming, and my jokes were only funny really to me. So when parties came around, I just froze up. So I started drinking to like loosen up. Our job is to be social. I drank to stop overthinking every little thing that I said, every little interaction I had, and it worked for a while. I felt social. I made people laugh. I didn't feel completely invisible, but the longer I drank, the more I lost like a filter, not just in what I said, but in how I viewed myself. And it was ugly. It was crazy, right? Old thoughts, suppressed thoughts, repressed thoughts would just creep into my mind when I wasn't even there, right? These thoughts of me feeling worthless, that I didn't really belong here. When I felt that way, I would just double down, right? I would say wild, inappropriate, out-of-pocket things just to be part of the moment or just to drown out the silence. Picking beats for this album brought me back to that same feeling I had at parties, trying to find a space where I belonged without having to fake it. But music, it's always been different for me. Music is the only place I ever truly felt heard and loved and accepted for a long time. It was the only place where I could be myself without being interrupted, without being judged, without being ignored. And I'm not talking about other people listening to it. I'm talking about just me and the instrumental, me and the track, me and the lyrics. When it came time to choose beats for this album, I wasn't looking for something people could move to. I was looking for something where my words could live. A place where my voice, my vocals, my lyrics felt safe, where I didn't have to just perform to be listened to, right? Not every beat felt right. Some were old, some were just, to me, not the ones, but the ones that stuck. Those were the ones that gave my pain room to breathe. Beat selection wasn't about what sounded good, it was about what understood me. And you might find that ironic when you hear the kind of beats we're talking about, but I won't spoil what comes next.
I wish people knew how much time and how much effort and how much goes on behind the scenes of August bringing you any of this content.
We have to find beats. Luckily for us, I go through beats all the time and I add them to playlists. For this guy in particular, I have I think at least 26 beats just listening to his stuff. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to find 6 different beats that go that feel like this.
When I first heard Marco's music, I was surprised because I have so many friends that, whether from high school or from wherever, that were actually pretty talented, but there was a lot that weren't. I'm not knowing what to expect, but I was like, oh, this is pretty good. So, I've always been pretty honest with Marco about, if I like something or if I don't, and give him a reason why. He's always accepted that criticism, I guess you can say.
My dog is right here. I don't know if she... Okay. Hey, okay. Never been like this, but I'm muy guapo. This sounds like Liquid Courage. It just does. Let's go back here. Let's go back to sheet 1, and let's start like picking these beats by title or like by link. Let's go to this one. Yeah, come on. Hey. I love the tempo. I really do love the tempo, but like I just feel like it sounds too muddy.
So the first time I ever heard Marco's music was in high school. My first thoughts was, I can't believe he made this. And I remember the song had a really sick beat. Marco like rapping was really good. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked. I was like, oh wow, this is actually really good.
This is sexy. Ooh. Oh my God. That has got to be dependency or sloppy drunk. I feel like let's do dependency. Let's do dependency because it sounds sexy. And like I said, I wanted dependency to sound like I'm in love with like a chick. Next one. Oh wow, that's dark. Hey, alright. That's dark as shit. That's gotta go with the ideation. What? Oh.
But the first time I listened to his music, I was just, to me it sounded like a regular like SoundCloud rapper. Like it wasn't like anything I was like, ooh, oh, that's crazy. But I did look at it in a sense of like, hey, at least he's like putting himself out there and he's making it. And I was more surprised with like the beats. I didn't know if he was making the beats at the time or not. So I was like, oh, these are sick. So, but it was like that, it reminded me of that like swag era. The beat and the like music flow and everything, and like what the substance of the music, it reminded me of that era.
All right, let's go to the next one. Oh my God! No, I gotta get through this one. This is crazy. See, that's sexy too, but that could also be like coming on strong. Yeah. I'm just gonna put it under like sloppy drunk. Let's do this. All right. Hey. I mean, like it just doesn't move me the same. Let's try this next one. I'll be on my way. Oh wow. I'll be on my way. My dog is right here. It's sexy. I like it. It's sexy. It's different. It's slower. Man, that's equally like dependency related. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that under that category too. So we have 2 beats for dependency. Let's go to my next playlist. I already got that beat. Let's get it. Hey, you don't want problem. You don't want problem. Everybody saw the shit. This nigga beat giving me confidence. Hey.
I would say Marco's music content mainly put up kind of a front like a lot of rappers do, you know, and wasn't necessarily the life that he lived. I would say that changed after Marco's like sobriety, because then he realized, you know, life wasn't all about drinking and partying and taking people's girls and all that.
If we have multiple links, I'm going to place them in the order of the album like we discussed earlier, right? And see what flows the best. Because a lot of beats are going to give me the feeling I'm going for, but which one flows the best? Let's try this one. I like it. It's a cool beat. I don't feel like it's made for this project. It's not dark. So let's go to the next one. That's Mariah Carey, I think. I'm gonna get sued? Hey, it's why you're so obsessed with me. Oh, why? It literally, it's dependency, and this song samples obsessed. Why would I not fucking, outside of the fact that I can't clear the sample because I'm essentially nobody. But you can take all my royalties for this. I just want to be able to move people.
People's idea of August is that he just wants to be liked, and he just wants people to acknowledge him and to like his music. He's in a profession that he needs people to like him. He needs people to like his music and to relate to his music, to reach out to the masses. And I believe that that is August's true intention, is to help people that have been through things. He has been through a lot of things in his life. I think that if people actually listen to what August was saying, yeah, you can party to it. But if you sit back and you listen to the lyrics, to funnel it down to he just wants to be liked and he just wants people to acknowledge him or to fit in with the crowd, is the wrong message.
Now we have 3 songs for dependency. We have Nothing for Guiding Myself All Blacked Out or Waking Up Drunk. We still gotta find something. Let's keep going. Alright, I hate it. Whoa! What? Alright, I'm taking that as a sign. I'm taking that as a sign that we should not go with that beat. We're back. This sounds like an intro. Okay. That sounds dead ass like an intro. So I'm putting it on Waking Up Drunk because Waking Up Drunk is an intro. We go next one. I already have that one. Alright. That shit was absolutely beautiful. And I'm not gonna use it. Oh yeah. Another fire one, but too slow for me. I can usually tell if I'm gonna like a beat within seconds. Let's evaluate where we are at.
Some of the music that Marco makes brings joy, it brings happiness, it brings that raging party vibe. I think his artistry reflects his personality. And as I've said before, sometimes people take his personality the wrong way, especially sometimes he can be direct and just tell you things just, it is what it is, right? And people might misconstrue that as him being mean, but I think it's just his way of letting you know, like, because I care about you, I don't want to sugarcoat this to you.
All right. At this point, we have a beat for everything. I mean that, like, some of these have 3 beats. Like Dependency has 3 beats. Liquid Courage has 3 beats. We just gotta click and see like what we like. Wow. Okay, no. Hold on. Oh my god. That's the intro. What the fuck? What did I have as the intro before? That, I don't care what I had before. That was fucking crazy. What did I have before? That's nowhere near that. Whatever I picked down. No. All right. Okay, so whatever we just played, not that one, but the one before. That's the intro. Now I gotta see what we can do about these other ones for dependency. Let's see what we have for dependency. Okay, all right. I like that it's a familiar sound that everyone's gonna know, and it is sexy. I guess, like, is it too on the nose for dependency if it's like that kind of sexy? Like, what if it's like, what are the other 2? Let's go to the other 2 before I like start saying my thoughts. I'll be on my way. All right, like, I like this, but I just, if it's gonna be a party, all right, I gotta fit it. What am I doing? I'm saying all my thoughts before I finish whatever's going on. And that sounds more like dependency than anything else we've heard, right? So but I need this. I'm not getting rid of this one. I'm not getting rid of that. I need that one. So, man, like, well, all right. If it's not dependency, that's not definitely not guiding myself while blacked out, because that's the only one we're missing is guiding myself while blacked out. Sloppy. What about what do we have for sloppy drunk coming on strong? Okay, that or see, what you guys can't see is that this one right here, the logo is literally a shining diamond, and then the logo for this one is the Playboy bunny. I feel like I can't switch them because I just picked dependencies. Oh, okay, so what if I put that one right here where sloppy drunk is? Let's do that. And then liquid courage, we have 2 beats for liquid courage. Okay, all right. That one, on the first go around, that's on fire, but it didn't hit me as hard. This one hits hard, or not. It's gotta be this one, not the other one. Okay, so now that I have the beats, right? I have a beat for every category. Let's see what this looks like in the flow of the album.
A specific song that Marco was working on, something that really got me through a tough time, it was when I was graduating. I was struggling with like internal stuff, and I think it was like the week of finals, and I was just classic college dude. I'm like, what am I gonna do after this? Like, if I don't have a job, I'm a failure. And I was studying late in the library, and I was done studying, and I was heading home, and it was already like late. I get on the freeway instead of like going the regular way home. I just keep driving. I hit the freeway, and I don't know where I was going. I'm listening to music, and I'm listening to music off and on. Like I had moments where I turned off the music because I was just like trying to process like what's gonna happen in life, and I was just like terrified, and I was like just kept going up until the freeway turned into the highway. The highway ended up going into the mountains. I just didn't stop. Just something in me just kept going, and then I finally like pulled over to the side of the road, and I flipped the U, and I started driving back. But before I got back into like town, I pulled over on the side of the road again, and I remember I had tears in my eyes at points when I was driving too. I pulled over to the side of the road, and I was just like, and I just stopped, and I just like was sitting there. I think it was in like somewhere in the country, and this song came on, and to this day it's my favorite Marco song. He can't release it, but it's my favorite Marco song. And I really like the beat, so for some reason I just wanted to hear the song. I played the song and I put it on repeat. I could have played that song like 5 times, and for some reason I actually got out of my car and started like dancing outside of my car on the street. I remember a couple cars passed by. They probably thought like this dude's on drugs or something, but like I was straight. It completely switched my mood into a 180. And like in like a time of like the most stress, kind of like everything's gonna be all right. Like, don't worry about anything. Just have a good time. Live in the moment. That song that Marco made that he sent to me, it was just amazing. I think, and like I said, that's my favorite song he's ever made.
I got the track list right here. I got the beats that I picked. We're going to see the flow of the album. It's gonna be quick. I'm gonna go song to song. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna see what the flow of it looks like. So we're gonna start with the intro. It feels like an intro. Now that's the end of the song. I'm gonna go into the next one. Right about now. I don't know if I like that. I don't like that. So I don't like that. I don't like that last one. So I'm gonna go back. Let's put that text in red telling me to go back. I like that. Yeah. You know what? Problem. Hey, see.
I can feel the Henny running through my blood. I just wanna drink till I get no fuss.
I like it, I just don't love it. Let's go from one more drink. Yeah, much better, much better. into Guiding Myself. Fire. Let's see how it ends. So it goes from that Guiding Myself to Suicidal Ideation. Let's see what that sounds like. No, I don't like it. So out of the 6 songs I picked, I don't like, or 6 beats I picked, I should say. I don't like 2 of them, and I'm like iffy on one of them, the Liquid Courage. If you're iffy about a song, you shouldn't do it. I have a theme. I don't want to compromise it, so I got to go back in and see what should go where. But here's the good news. Now I'm looking for something in particular. I'm looking for something that matches this and this, as opposed to just trying to find a beat.
When he first got out of college, he didn't have a setup and he wasn't really making music. He was talking about it and wanting to, but he was so focused on, just going to work every day. And then like 2-3 years later, it was like he had an entire setup in order to make music, and he had a goal, and he was setting goals for himself and achieving those goals and like putting himself out there regardless of like what people might think.
All right, we got to replace 3 beats: Dependency, Liquid Courage, and Suicidal Ideation. I want something that comes after Wake Up Drunk. That is Dependency. It's like sexy. Wow. Dang. Hey. All right, I feel like that's the one, but let's go back to this, and that's why I kept this up. Let's click this. And then, oh, that's fire. That's fire. Right there. That it like fades out from the intro and then into the second song. I like that. Let's go to the end of this song. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's get it. I am going to put that into the playlist of Did I Go Dumb Again? We gotta find Liquid Courage. Go back to Futale's page. Okay. Oh no. That's fucking. Wow. This test. Feeling myself. Oh yeah. Woo! Let's go ahead and go to the end.
I can feel the Henny running through my blood. I just want
Flawless. Ah, chef's kiss. So we need one for ideation. Let's go with next one. Oh, I like this. Okay. Oh. That's hard. So let's see how this fits up. Fades out. Fades in. Let's go. Why don't we do that? Let's see what it sounds like. Into. That's the one. So now we have all the beats. We have all the beats right there.
By July 2020, the pandemic was in full effect and everything like just kind of felt upside down. But somehow I started making music again. And I was doing this podcast with some friends, but I created this character named Barlow. Barlow was this loud, unfiltered, hideous, unlovable character. The point of our podcast was to play these fictional characters so that it's not tied to our real life. People connected with Barlow. right? He was raw, he was controversial, he was funny. But the truth was, I wasn't playing a character. I was working through the part of myself that I hated for 25 years of my life at that point, and I just gave him a different name. I had family living with me at the time, which made me feel responsible, like I was doing something right, like I was living out my purpose. But at the same time, I was just clocking in at a job I hated, and I wasn't even clocking in. It was a 24-hour job. But then I would clock into a podcast with Barlow. I loved it. I loved playing Barlow, but I hated him because he was me. I loved that people were able to connect with him, but I hated that the connection seemingly was only happening because he would belittle himself. He would talk about himself in such a disparaging way. It wasn't until I was playing that character where I started realizing that's what I've been doing for my whole life. It was like a wake-up call. If I didn't have music that year, I don't know if I would be the same person I am today, right? I found my way back into making music, and I dropped my first official single as August Wild. And that gave me a different type of voice, one that I didn't have to hide behind like sarcasm, shame, belittling myself. And even though I never told anyone at the time how much Barlow was eating me alive, being surrounded by people that I loved, whether it was on the podcast, our fans, my family, it made sobriety a little easier to carry. It's funny because I used to drink to feel confident, to become someone you wanted me to be, or whoever you needed me to be, as long as it didn't mean, or as long as it meant that I didn't disappear. And then I built a character, Barlow, to keep that same thing going, just soberly. He was bold, but he was broken. He made people laugh and look away from who I really am. Sobriety stripped me down to the parts of myself that I spent years trying to edit out. Sobriety, it didn't give me confidence. It gave me a chance to build my confidence brick by brick, truth by truth.